Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Okay, let's talk about one of the most debated topics out there. Who actually has it harder in dating, men or women? Everyone swears their side struggles more, but the truth isn't that simple. What do you think? Let me know, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get into it.
The difference between men and women is this. For me to attract a woman, I have to understand her. I have to have riz. I have to be able to know what she's comfortable with, what she's not comfortable with. I have to say the right things at the right time. I got to court her. I got to plan a date. I got to not smell, be clean, etc. You guys just have to exist. Yep. Most women don't really know what men want. If you guys did know what men want, you wouldn't be on OnlyFans. You wouldn't be arguing with niggas. Like, you guys are in a very privileged position where you guys don't have to understand men to attract them. But we have to understand y'all to attract you.
Do you believe that men or women have it harder when it comes on to dating?
I feel like women have definitely a lot more options, but men try harder, but they move on easier.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree, maybe.
Like, if you go out as a woman, you definitely like, oh, any guy here is definitely gonna want me, because men are just like, oh sure, any girl.
Yeah, that's true.
But men, to keep a girl is a lot harder for a man to keep a girl. And I feel like they move on a lot easier.
Okay, here's why dating is so much harder for a woman than a man. In heterosexual relationships, the older I get, the more that I realize that the difference between women and men when they date is tied to the fact that women don't feel like they deserve the partner they want, because they haven't lost that elusive 5 pounds or climbed the corporate ladder high enough or done enough yoga to become so zen that they don't react to a chad's bad behavior and instead go do more yoga, because bending ourselves into a meditative pretzel is somehow going to solve the fact that we're single and frustrated about being single. As far as I can tell, heterosexual men rarely feel like I'm not good enough for the woman that I want, and instead mean I want to go find a better woman than the one that I have when they tell you that I'm not ready for a relationship. And while I'll always advocate for self-improvement, it's also totally okay to love who you are even if you're not where you want to be, because the best version of yourself is not the only version of yourself that deserves a beautiful life. So if all you do today is watch this video and then go eat a tub of cookie dough and then try to make yourself feel better that at least it was vegan cookie dough, then realize that this version of yourself still deserves the man who loves and respects you, because the best version of yourself is the honest version. Cheers.
Do you know why dating is unfair for men and not for women? Because men have to earn love. Women don't. Women can just show up and there will always be someone to love them. But a man, he has to be confident, he has to have money, he has to have status, he has to have worked on himself, he has to whatever, because a man who is fat, who has no money, who has no status, who has no self-control, will not be loved by anyone except maybe his parents, but that's it. No one else will care about him. So women out there saying that dating is harder for women, where? It is so not harder for women. The worst kind of woman will find love, but a man has to be exceptional in so many ways in order to just have one person care about him.
Who has it harder in dating, men or women?
Women.
Women, 100%.
Women, no offense to you guys, but there are not that many quality men. I feel like there's more quality in women versus quality in men. They don't have the standards or the expectations that women have when it comes to relationships.
Thing is, I think they're more into the money and they want like the glamorous. They're not, let's say you're making $60K a year, but the next guy make 100. Oh, she'll drop you like that for the next guy. Really? I'm just saying.
That's horrible. No,
it's the truth.
No.
That's what I see.
Date well within your tier. I don't think there's such thing as a girl being a gold digger. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. That's basically it.
Dating is hard for the average guy. It's competitive, even for a guy who's above average, especially in this area, because like in this area, everyone's pretty successful once you get over 26, 25. There's a lot of good government jobs, so people have money, so you can't even use your money. There's a lot of attractive guys. There's a lot of colleges here, so it's very competitive. So that's why a lot of times, like I tell guys, like you really have to really become the best possible version of yourself when it comes to finance, when it comes to looks, when it comes to your charisma, your social circle. But for the average guy, it's hard. But you can find a girl. I won't say it's the easiest process, but you have to be optimistic.
Listen, I don't know why you guys think it's so much easier for women in the dating.
It is.
No.
You all play it wrong.
No.
It's a lot easier for options. You have a lot more options.
Okay.
Imagine waking up in the morning and you have a blue shirt or a red shirt, and that's it every day. That's it.
I would love that.
Well, that's what we have. We wake up in the morning, we have a blue shirt and a red shirt. That's it. Joe has a blue shirt.
I have a blue shirt.
But you wake up, you have options. You have different things. That's the difference. It's not that we don't have options. We have 2 options. Red shirt, blue shirt. You have 30 men sliding your DMs, 14 men texting you. At the gas station, someone hollering at you. Someone wants to buy you lunch. Someone wants to take you to dinner. You have options.
And guess what? They all just want to get laid.
Well, yeah, we have to work a lot harder to get laid.
Why I think men are having a hard time dating right now. I think that there's a lot of content on dating targeted at like both genders that is very like fear-mongering content, and I get that that gets a lot of views, but I think it is making both genders very fearful about dating to the point where they almost don't want to date. Like, the content geared towards guys is very much like all women cheat, all women are gold diggers, and I think guys get so like fixated on that they're losing sight of like just actually being in the moment and off the internet and meeting people in real life. And they're basing their perception of women off of certain men online's viral anecdotal takes, not on an accurate sample size of women. Don't get me wrong, I think women are doing this too, but I think it's pushing a gap between both genders to be wider and wider. So I think we need to get off the internet and stop listening to online dating gurus and just like be in the moment with people in real life.
Do you think men or women have it harder in dating?
Women, for sure.
Why?
For example, you spend 5 minutes getting ready for a date. I spend an hour, or it looks like I didn't try. And it's just way too much effort to invest. Men aren't worth that, no offense.
But don't women enjoy putting makeup on?
No, I don't. I sweat it all off today. It was terrible.
Why do women wear makeup?
Because men have created the illusion and the, I guess, need for women in society. This is terrible. I'm not even drunk. This is terrible. This is awful. I'm terrible.
I'm just letting your thoughts come out. I like this.
I think y'all should interview them. All right, great. That was fun. Bye.
If you were starting to talk to a guy, you were angling for a serious, committed relationship with him, and he said, I'm willing to be monogamous with you, but you cannot party anymore. Do you pick the guy or do you pick the party?
Honestly, like, you should just, like, let me do my own thing, but also, like, know, like, I'm not going to hook up with other people. Yeah. Like, there's that level of trust.
You said in your last relationship you were cheated on, correct?
Yes.
Do you know the context of how you were cheated on? Did he cheat on you at a party?
Yes.
He met the girl at the party?
Yeah.
Do you think alcohol was involved?
Yes.
In his infidelity?
Yeah.
Okay. So is it fair to say that situations where there's alcohol and partying, that the likelihood of infidelity is increased?
Honestly, yes.
Okay.
But
I've talked to you before about how women compete versus how men compete. Men will try to out-compete each other for a woman. Women will try to monopolize themselves as the only option for a man.
yes.
I'll even use an example and do it side by side. If I'm out at a bar with my friends, and me and my friend both see a girl and we think to ourselves, oh, she's like really hot. If we both know we're kind of going after her, we'll look at each other and be like may the best man win. If a girl sees a guy and knows that there's another girl interested, she will find some weird little way to kind of talk to him in passing and almost want her to talk to him first so that she can then drop some weird little thing about that girl to make her seem like a whore, like a slut. Women will try to make sure that every other girl is worse than them. Men will try to better themselves than other men.
Who do you think settles more in a relationship? Men or woman?
Women.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, why?
Because women have a biological clock.
Okay.
So I feel like when they start getting in their late 20s, they just want that security. So I feel like they would settle a little bit more. Whereas men only get better with age, better looking, more money.
Don't have a time clock.
Don't have a time clock. They know that women like them better when they're older anyways.
I agree with all the points that you just brought up, but I will say that I think women have a lot more options than men do. So that's why I feel like men tend to
That's exactly
settle.
why they settle more. Sometimes when you have more options, it's worse.
But I think
then you really end up settling.
I feel like for the most part, most men can't get the girl that they really want. So they're just going to get the girl that they can get, and therefore makes them settle.
So who really has it harder? Honestly, both sides deal with different challenges. Men struggle with effort, rejection, and expectations to provide. Women struggle with safety, judgment, and unrealistic beauty standards. It's not about who has it worse. It's about how the game is unfair in completely different ways for both genders.
I finally figured it out. I know why women have started promoting promiscuity as acceptable. It's not because they believe in female empowerment. It's because they're double-crossing and duping each other out of the dating market. Women used to slut-shame, but now they just encourage each other to be sluts so that they're less of one. They're not going to give it up on the first date, like a slut. They don't have an OnlyFans, you know, like a slut. But they also don't have to make men wait like those prudes. They're the perfect combination of not too slutty, but also not too boring. So they avoid the label of slut, but they also win the race against the girl that makes them wait too long. Many people like to think that dating is nothing more than men competing for women. But the reality is that that's actually an absurd and disrespectful oversight of female intelligence and agency. Women aren't just waiting around for men to come knocking on their hypothetical doors. They're competing for our attention and our commitment. And new modern developments like sex work normalization and body positivity are just female on female psyops. As men, we compete against one another. Women simply look to remove their competitors completely. The more you understand about that, the more you understand why the dating market is currently as fucked up as it is.
Women want to compete for a man. Women want to compete for a man. I'm going to say this one more time. Women want to compete for a man. The biggest lie that modern society has fed men is that you need to be a good stand-up guy who doesn't have options, who gives her all of your attention, who wears your heart on your sleeve and shows her instantly that you are committed to her. I will tell you this, that is the fastest way to turn her off. There's a reason right now why nobody's getting married. There's a reason right now why all relationships end. There's a reason right now why majority of women do not have any sort of intimate feelings towards the man that they are with. There's a reason for all of this, and this is because the man does not make it where the frame is set up where she had to win him over. The second that she finally has to win him over, the second that she has to earn his approval, the second that he is now the one dictating the direction of the relationship, now is only when the woman actually feels feminine, and this does not occur until she had to compete for you or earn your attention or earn your time or earn your approval.
I personally feel like women nowadays are competing with men because I have guy friends and girlfriends, and I hear both sides of the stories in terms of dating. Modern feminism that they are pretending is just damaging relationships, this whole hookup culture. I don't want to put up with his shit. I'm independent. I don't need a man.
So you think they should be more dependent on men?
Absolutely not. I think there should be a balance. I personally feel like women nowadays are competing with men.
Yeah.
I think there should be a balance.
Women are competing with men
In relationships? Or in the workplace? Or
because I see it live in front of my eyes with my girlfriends. I'm better than him. He doesn't need to provide. I have a 6-figure salary. What is he bringing to the table? He's not emotionally available.
That's kind of the problem I see on both sides, where everyone's comparing and fighting.
Yeah.
We do this thing on our show called the delusion calculator, right? And it, accounts for men from the U.S. Census Bureau, National Health Survey, CDC, et cetera. It's the most accurate assessment of men in the United States. And when we ask them, okay, how much do you want your guy to make? They always say 6 figures. How tall do you want to be? 6 foot tall. What race? White or black, right?
How many abs?
Education level, et cetera. And it's incredible, dude. Even regular girls, when they say, this is what I want, the guy always falls into one percentile. So what it comes down to is there's more beautiful women than attractive men. So who has the leverage? The higher status men do. And that puts women in a bad predicament because now they can't find their guy.
My response to all of this is, yup, too bad, have a nice day. I'm not saying don't learn. I'm not saying don't improve yourself. I'm saying that human society is built upon men being better than other men.
Yeah.
And so guys need to recognize one simple thing. Every day you wake up, you need to look around you and figure out how you can be better than you were yesterday.
The fact of the matter is that most men would have sex with most women, but most women would not have sex with most men. So we also know that men's threshold for selection is much lower than women's. Generally, women have more optionality than men do. And so when we see a woman with a man, we more or less assume that that's the best man that she could get given her range of options. Oftentimes with the men, it's the only woman that would have him. Not quite the same thing. So if a very attractive woman is with a man, then that's an automatic status boost in any social circle that he navigates in, because everyone is going to assume that there must be something really important or significant about that guy, given the fact that we assume that that attractive or beautiful woman could pretty much have any man that she wanted, and yet she's with him. For better or for worse, it's more difficult to know a man's true value, given the reasons why men and women transact in the sexual marketplace. Women's value in terms of sexual marketplace is just so much more explicit.
All men are trying to do is
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
I'm 18. What is your relationship status?
I'm single.
It's complicated. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What does it's complicated mean? Like, I'm technically single, but I wouldn't really consider myself single at the same time, if that makes sense. So you're in a situationship? Yeah, but he also used to be my boyfriend, so like I said, it's complicated. Why are you single?
The men these days are, what's a good descriptive word?
Chivalrous.
Not chivalrous. No, I just haven't found someone worth it yet, you know?
So wait, what do you think it is? Do you think the men nowadays are just shit and not chivalrous, or do you think you just haven't found the right person?
Yes, they don't have respect. I'm sorry.
And do you guys think modern dating right now is harder for men or women?
Women. All mans are trying to do is... Yeah.
I think it is harder for women, like Ange said, because historically, men have been the ones courting women, but now men want to act like women and not court anyone. It's a shock. It's a culture shock, you know?
Yeah. I agree.
Why do you think men act less like men now?
Because they're pussy. I don't know. They just like... They're getting too comfortable.
I feel like they don't appreciate women as much as they used to, but it's not just men. It's like the whole culture we live in now of social media in general.
Social
That's
media's
killed
ruined
romance.
it. Yes, killed romance for sure. Not all men are bad.
That men respect or can recognize a hierarchy better. That's why men function better than women do, right? Because they recognize the hierarchy better.
Men understand competence hierarchies better than women do.
How do you explain that?
I can explain that. Can I elaborate on that?
Please.
There's a great book. It's actually written by a woman. It's called How to Play Hardball Like a Man. It explains that the way female children and male children evolve drills in hierarchy. When boys are at unstructured play, meaning they get to go play whatever game they want at recess in primary school, boys play games that require hierarchy. Team sports like football, basketball, you have a position with a clear defined role. There's a captain of the team, someone above you, and there's a such thing as winning. And when you win or lose, it establishes a hierarchy or an imbalance, which boys respect. Conversely, when girls receive unstructured play, they play games that do not require sophisticated teams. They'll play hopscotch. Well, how do you win at hopscotch? You don't. It's not about winning. They play house. They play dolls. How do you win at dolls? You don't win. It's not about winning. It's about the communal experience with one another. And all of the games that they play are egalitarian, meaning there's no hierarchy. There's no hierarchy in hopscotch. There's no hierarchy in playing dolls. And here's the difference between male and female children when observed at play. In a natural state, boys will come to a conflict and they'll say, okay, jump ball, throw the ball up. We'll resolve it that way. They can move the game along. When girls are observed and they have a disagreement at play, you know what they do?
They team up?
They stop playing. They end the game. Because it's all about the relationship. And if we're not feeling happy about each other, the game has to stop. Last example. I have an organization of men and I have an organization of women. We build a lot of products and services, right? Our women are lovely. They're producing a cookbook, right? And they assign each woman, okay, you give me 3 recipes, you give me 3 recipes, you give me 3 recipes. They kept having situations where they had to contact me to resolve a stalemate because they couldn't resolve it on their own. Why? Because they're egalitarian. They need to bring in someone in a higher position to fix things. And why did they have issues? Well, I don't like your recipe and your recipe makes too much food. This is supposed to be for one person. And well, your recipe, you're Caribbean. Isn't your recipe supposed to be Caribbean? They're micromanaging each other. And when they couldn't agree, they just stop and freeze up. Whereas men, when they come into a disagreement, all right, take a vote. All right, well, he's the boss. We'll just go with what he said. Or he has more experience in this. We'll go with his expertise.
At the end of the day, dating is tough no matter who you are. Instead of competing over who has it harder, maybe the real question is, how do we make dating better for everyone? What do you guys think? Do men have it worse or do women? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one.